Morning Extension English. Like I said, I would start a series of discussions with you around your independent research projects. So just to start, let's pop into the class on Hapara. So that's the heading over here. And I guess at the moment, all you're really interested in is this card here, your choice, and the guide that goes through what it is that you're doing. So if we just pop in here, here we go. And I've put, I guess, the question in here that you'll be analysing for your research project. So how does one text of your own choosing deepen your understanding of an aspect of cultural difference and ways your texts have been valued? So if you think about what we're studying at the moment in terms of our text values unit that we're doing, Animal Farm, Death of Stalin, we're looking at how communism and the Russian Revolution have been impacted by the texts such as Animal Farm, and vice versa. How has those periods of time affected the writing of those texts? So I want you to consider that in the context, particularly around your analysis. So why and how has context either impacted the text that you're studying, or how has the text impacted the context? So sometimes those two things connect together. I am just, again, like I said, this term, all it is that I'm asking you to do is this first little bit, which is choose and explain why you're choosing that text. I don't really want you to do any more at this point. So some sharing, a lot of my books are in storage at the moment, which is a bit sad, but the ones that I always keep on my shelf, hoping to somehow convince my daughter that even at the age of 15 months old, that literary texts are important. So Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is a text that I absolutely love, and it comes out of the Romantics period. So you could have a look at something like that. Another great author that I love is Emily Bronte, and Wuthering Heights is one of her texts. Virginia Woolf, who we will study most likely in advance, so we have to be careful about the text that we would choose from her, but she's another fantastic writer. A lot of feminist theory, if you were to look at that. The famous Great Gatsby, and a really interesting one in terms of context because of the way it's been reappropriated over time. Popped in here, The Secret Garden. It's a text that I studied at university, and it was for, I guess it's children-based audience, but could be an interesting one to look at. Another text that I have here, which could be interesting, Clockwork Orange. Again, I'm not sure if that might be on a HSC list, but worth having a research into that author. Another one here, Shakespeare. Lots of contextual analysis that can be done with Shakespeare. Could be really interesting. Another one idea that I had is just, you can go as simple as, say, fairy tales and look at how they've been appropriated over time. There's a lot of intertextual connections between fairy tales, their purpose, say, back in the early periods of the 1300s and things like that, versus what we use them for today, and the audiences have changed. So this is just a little bit of a throw things out there at you, show you some of the books that I have in my house just to, I guess, inspire you. Another text that would be really interesting to look at could be the Handmaid's Tales. So again, looking at feminist literary theory, if that's something you were interested in. I guess Margaret Atwood's more of a modern writer, so that would be interesting to study. So I hope that gives you a little bit. I'm going to start throwing out some other ideas as well and sharing those with you, but I hope that gives you a little bit to just get your head around to start with and start thinking about some of those ideas that you might have already. I'm looking forward to hearing them. Very excited to study this with you guys. So take care, and I will see you online.